The English restaurant is situated in a dark wood-panelled 17th century townhouse. I'm popping in to take a look.
I'm Kay Sinden. I'm co-owner with my husband Peter of the English restaurant. We are the last independent restaurant here in Spitalfields. We've been here for 22 years now, renovated this place top to bottom, and are now running a traditional English restaurant. Quite unusual nowadays in London.
It most certainly is, Kay. I can tell you that from my travels. And of course, you've got the fantastic location here.
We have. We're right on the edge of Spitalfields Market. We're 5 minutes away from Liverpool Street.
What can you tell me about the history of the building?
Well, it was built by the 1670s as probably a merchant's house. When you come in the door, the bar looks very lovely now, but when we first bought this building, there was nothing in here. We heard through the grapevine that an old pub was being demolished near St Paul's. Peter went down, asked if he could buy the whole of the inside of the pub. There was lots of material there, the lighting, a lot of the panelling. He said, if you can get me £1,000 by this time, you can have it. So I think he had 2 hours or something to get it. But he did, and luckily, because it just makes such a great space. One of the things I'm just most proud of is the lovely arch made by Peter, which goes between the bar and the dining room. And for 24 hours, he steamed these 2 panels, and using a system of about 24 different clamps on a frame, he got those panels to bend to that shape. And then the little rose in the middle was carved by Johan, our French friend, and it just looks as if it belongs there. And then moving into the dining room, the panelling on the walls, designed by Nicholas Hawksmoor, we got from Christchurch. Unfortunately, the church couldn't use it in their renovations. We refitted it, and the booths were also made out of material from the church, pew seats and other bits of panelling from the back. The staircase, which is done in an incredibly traditional way. It's made in situ, it's an open string staircase. The handrails we made ourselves, but out of oak, which was salvaged from the Savoy Theatre. And then we had our young friend, Johan, sitting down at each one of those panels for a week, carving. At the beginning of the staircase, it's our acanthus leaf, and as you move up to the upstairs, we've got tea plant, coffee plant, vine. Moving into what we call the studio. This actually used to be a warehouse for Percy Dalton. None of this roof light was there. We built that from scratch, which was quite a sort of big undertaking. So moving round into the little service area, but most importantly into our private dining room, which is a 17th century room. It's part of the original house. The panelling was mainly there. We did have to replace the panelling on the chimney piece wall. In fact, we built the chimney from that level upwards. It's pretty unusual in London to find such a room, and it just makes a lovely dining room for fairly small parties, up to 16 people. Our menu is quintessentially English. We try to revive old English dishes.
So give me some examples.
Well, our sort of signature dish then is our steak and onion pudding. We also do carved liver and bacon, which is very, very traditional. We do fish and chips, we do it really well. And we cook everything from scratch.
Terrible habit, but I tend to go to the dessert menu before the mains. And I noticed you did a special jelly here.
Yes, it's quite odd actually, the claret jelly, because we're used to these sort of sweet jellies, aren't we? But the claret jelly is slightly odd because it's a little bit tart, because it's made of wine.
Yeah.
And sometimes people can't quite understand it. But I think it's great. I absolutely love it. I think it's
Well, it was very good to see it on the menu, I have to say.
Yeah. We change our menu all the time,
right,
because things go in and out of season, and we try and source things as locally as possible. So all our meat comes from Smithfield Market. All our fish comes from day boats which fish off the Kent coast. Even our coffee, for example, is from a local supplier who we've had for 16 years since we've been open. Andronicus coffee, absolutely brilliant. Quality is absolutely essential. Everything we do here is quality produce.